Today's video, guys, is exactly what the title says. We score a goal, we join a club that we scored against. That's it. It's really that simple. But before we begin, we of course have to choose a player that we're gonna do this with. And it just so happens that there is a player playing in the Premier League that is known for scoring goals. And that player, my friends, is of course Erling Haaland. So we're gonna begin the Premier League season and go through it match by match. And every single time Haaland puts one in the back of the net, he's gonna join the club that he scored against. Now, I got no idea how this will go, but the good thing is that Manchester City has a wide variety of fixtures. They're playing in the Premier League, they're playing in the Champions League, so we could see Erling Haaland end up at some very random clubs. By the end of the season, will Erling Haaland be a Premier League champion or a Champions League winner? Maybe he'll drop down to the Europa League with a club and win that. Or he might just end up at a mid-table club like Fulham or Crystal Palace. The possibilities are endless, guys. So let's begin the journey with the first Premier League match of the season, and it is against Aston Villa. If Erling Haaland scores against Aston Villa, he's going to play for Aston Villa. He does score against Aston Villa. He scored twice against Aston Villa. Erling Haaland is going to play for Villa now. There he is, boys. Erling Haaland in an Aston Villa jersey only after one match in the Prem. Now, it's not really looking good for Erling Haaland, guys, because he might get demoted after 2 matches. He went from Manchester City to Aston Villa, and the next match for Aston Villa is against Southampton. And chances are Erling Haaland is probably scoring against Southampton. All right, let's see if Erling Haaland's scoring against Southampton and if he's moving there. Is he gonna score against Southampton? He doesn't score against Southampton. He didn't want to score against Southampton. He didn't want to go there. Villa wins 2-0, but Erling Haaland stays at Villa. Now, the next month of fixtures for Aston Villa and Erling Haaland are actually quite interesting. It starts off against West Ham, then Fulham, then Chelsea, then Bayern Munich in the UCL, and Wolves. It's probably safe to say that he's going to score in at least 1 or 2 of these matches, so he might be going to any of these clubs. All right, let's see if Erling Haaland's going to score against West Ham and go to West Ham United. Oh boy, it's 3-0. Bailey scored the third. Did Erling Haaland score? He did. He scored twice. Erling Haaland is becoming a West Ham United player. Look at that. Erling Haaland's looking good. And this is West Ham's next 3 matches the month of September, against Everton, against Spurs, and against Manchester United. Imagine Haaland in a Manchester United jersey. Hey, but he might end up in an Everton jersey here if he scores against Everton. Bye-bye West Ham. Hello Everton. Who scores? Bowen and Haaland. Bro, at this point, Erling Haaland may literally play for every single club in the game because we're not even halfway through September and he's on his 4th club already. Everton's schedule is this for the remainder of September. It is home against Fulham and away at Chelsea. Can this guy just chill out and maybe just not score for a match? Like, don't score against Fulham. Lindstrom, Doucouré, McNeil. Haaland, listen to me. He didn't score against Fulham. He stays at Everton. Next up for Erling Haaland is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. If he scores, he moves to Chelsea and they are in the Conference League. Oh my gosh. 4-0 Everton. McNeil with a brace. He didn't score. How did you not score? Doucouré, Idrissa Gana, and McNeil with 2. Haaland stays at Everton. So this is actually not good for Erling Haaland whatsoever. We're trying to get him back into Europe to play some sort of European football, whether it's Conference League, Europa League, or Champions League. But the next 3 matches for Everton in the Prem are against Wolves, Ipswich Town, and Forest. Now, you can see that I skipped the cup game against Spurs, and that's because we're only focusing on the Premier League and the Champions League or any European competition. Because if we start including and factoring in Carabao Cup and FA Cup matches, Haaland may score against a League 2 side and he just may stay at League 2 for the entire season. Erling just needs to take a little month vacation and just not score for the next 3 matches. So don't score against Wolves, and he doesn't. It's a 2-2 draw. Erling Haaland stays at Everton. This is the longest he's been at a club all season. Not gonna lie to you guys, Erling Haaland at Ipswich Town would be absolutely hilarious. Will it happen though? It will not happen because it's Doucouré that scores for Everton, and Erling Haaland, he continues his career at Everton. He does not move anywhere. One more transfer for Erling Haaland to avoid, and it is against Nottingham Forest. Please don't score against Forest. Don't go there, man. Please don't go there. Doucouré, McNeil. There's no way, dude. This guy does not want to leave Everton. Like, Erling Haaland does not want to go anywhere. What is next for Erling Haaland in the month of November? It is away at Liverpool, home to Leicester, away at Arsenal, home to Aston Villa. Liverpool would be quite interesting and very, very tasty. Imagine Haaland and Salah together. Will Erling Haaland finally end his long-term stay at Everton and move to Liverpool? You got a scoreboard. This is the right thing for your career. career. Erling Haaland doesn't want to leave Everton. He just refuses to score. So the move to Liverpool for Erling Haaland is not happening. Next up is Leicester City. Dude, are you gonna score against anyone? Like, are you any time? Bro, like, this cannot be real. Erling Haaland just stopped scoring goals. He does not score goals anymore. It's Decore, it's Harrison, it's Decore once again. It's 3-0 Everton, and Erling Haaland remains. I mean, they are in pretty decent form with Haaland playing for them, but he's not scoring. So maybe Erling Haaland's plan is to just not score for the rest of the season and make Everton Premier League champions. Arsenal is next for Haaland. Is he going to play for Arsenal? Yes, he is. He scored in the 84th minute. He said, you know what? I'm tired. I want to go play some Champions League football. Erling Haaland to Arsenal. Here we go. There we land. Look at this. Erling Haaland's playing for Arsenal now. My gosh, how did we get here? All right, so what does Arsenal's schedule look like? Well, the next match is against Spurs away. Then it is Champions League football against Brest. How hilarious would it be if Erling Haaland didn't score against Spurs, but scored against Brest and moved to Brest? Then it is home to Manchester United, away at Palace, home to Brentford, away in the Champions League once again in PSV, if we even get there. I have a feeling Erling Haaland will probably score in the next 1 to 4 matches for sure. But if he doesn't, it is then away to Brighton and Hove Albion and home to Newcastle. Mr. Haaland, are you moving to Spurs or not? Are you staying at Arsenal? Yes, you are. Arsenal lost to Spurs 1-0. Haaland didn't do anything. Dude, we said how hilarious it would be if Haaland moves to Stade Brestois. Well, here's his opportunity. If he scores against Brest, he's going to play for Brest. Oh my gosh, he got a brace. Erling Haaland, welcome to Ligue 1. You're going to play against Stade Brest, or for Stade Brestois 29. What has this video turned into? Erling Haaland in a Stade Brestois kit, guys. And this is what their schedule is. It's home to Strasbourg, then it's away at Saint-Etienne, and then it is a Champions League fixture against Atalanta. At this point, Haaland's best chance is probably get to the Atalanta game and not score, and then score against Atalanta and move to Italy. Don't score. Oh my gosh. Okay, Erling Haaland, a big fat 0 against Strasbourg, and he remains at Stade Brestois. Haaland in his second Ligue 1 match takes on Saint-Etienne. Don't score, brother. Just go and play Atalanta. Yes, it's Lund, it's Lise Melu. Haaland doesn't do anything, but Brest wins. And so Haaland will face Atalanta. All right, so I think this is actually Erling Haaland's last chance to get out of Ligue 1, because the match against Atalanta, it's the final one for Brest. Unless they win it and maybe drop down to the Europa League, because they are sitting dead last in their Champions League group. So it might be in his best interest to score against Atalanta and move to Italy. Erling Haaland, where are you going? You are scoring, but Atalanta wins. That means Erling Haaland is moving to Atalanta. Erling Haaland is having a very illustrious career. I mean, this guy has moved from club to club to club to club. Atalanta did qualify for the Europa League, guys, because they finished in 3rd place in their Champions League group. And they are going to be playing Eintracht Frankfurt in the round of 16. But I don't think Haaland is going to get there, guys, because he still has to play Napoli. He's got to play Torino. Then he has to play Juventus, Bologna, Empoli, Juventus again. In the next following month, in February, he's got to play Lecce, Como, Udinese, and only then will he play in the Europa League. He's got to go on the worst goal-scoring drought of his life to get to these matches. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. For now, Erling Haaland is facing Napoli. If he scores against Napoli, he's going to Napoli. Did he score? He did not score against Napoli. It's a 1-1 draw, and Erling Haaland remains at Atalanta. Erling Haaland and Atalanta is taking on Torino. Will he score against Torino and move there? He doesn't. For some reason, he's not scoring again like he did with Everton. Next match for Erling Haaland is against Juve. Can he score against Juve and move there? I don't know if they're in any European competitions, but he scores against Juventus. So Erling Haaland is going from Atalanta to Juventus. So what does Juve have on the schedule? Well, their next match is against Roma, then it is against Genoa, then it is against Atalanta. Oh, they're playing Champions League football. PSG in the Champions League. But again, I don't know if we will get that far. Surely Haaland will score in any of these matches before the match in the UCL. Erling Haaland to Roma, there we skedaddle, guys, or are we skedaddling at Juventus? No, Erling Haaland is staying at Juventus, even though they won. Maybe Erling prefers Genoa, actually. If he scores, he's going to Genoa. And he can't score for Juventus. He just doesn't want to score in Italy now. Or just maybe Erling Haaland wants to return to Atalanta, where it all started for him in Italy. Is he gonna score against Atalanta? My goodness. I guess he really doesn't like Juventus, guys, because Erling Haaland is going back to Atalanta. This is absolutely wild. And hopefully he doesn't score against Lecce, because that is his first game. Let's just stay at Atalanta, at least for a little bit. Erling Haaland, 4-0 for Atalanta, and Haaland does not score at all, and he got replaced in the 49th minute. And if you're interested, Atalanta is actually in 5th place in Serie A. 14, 6, and 3, only 4 points off of first, which is a surprising Lazio. Next up for Erling Haaland is a date against Como. Please don't go to Como. Just stay at Atalanta. He does. I thought he scored, but it's a yellow card. It's Pasalic with a brace. Atalanta wins 2-0. Haaland is staying at Atalanta. I think we found Erling Haaland's favorite club, guys. He loves Atalanta. He loves his teammates. He's playing Udinese. He's probably not going to score against Udinese either. It's Zaniolo, it's Ruggeri, it's Ederson, and it's Pasalic. This is crazy. What did I say? He just wants to be a part of the boys, man. But next up for Erling Haaland, it is Europa League against Frankfurt, and if he fails to score in that, he's got Inter Milan away, and if he fails to score in that, he's got Frankfurt at home once again. So, Mr. Haaland, are you going to Eintracht Frankfurt? Are you scoring against Eintracht Frankfurt? You're not... What did I tell you guys? He loves Atalanta a lot. Atalanta lose 1-0 to Frankfurt in the first leg of the Europa League. Next on the list, it is away at San Siro at Inter Milan. Will he score for Atalanta there and maybe move to Inter? Is that... Haaland, he couldn't resist. He lasted 88 minutes against Inter Milan, but he finally scored. And the date, the dream, the career with Atalanta for Erling Haaland, it is over. He's going to Inter. A new chapter for Erling Haaland begins in Italy once again. His 3rd club in Italy. He's played for Atalanta. He's played for Juventus. He went back to Atalanta, and now he's at Inter Milano. And Inter Milan has some very interesting fixtures coming up, guys. It is away at Venezia, away at AC Milan, and then a second leg matchup in the Champions League knockout phases against Aston Villa, where Erling Haaland used to play at the start of the video. So let's see how much Erling Haaland loves Inter Milan, or is he gonna go to Venezia? He's not going to Venezia. Somehow Venezia beat Inter Milan. That's actually absurd, but congratulations to Venezia. Or maybe Erling Haaland prefers the rivals of Inter Milan. It is AC Milan. Is he going to AC Milan? I got no idea if AC Milan has any European competitions remaining. He scored against AC Milan. That means Erling Haaland is moving to his 4th Italian side. Erling Haaland's 10th transfer of the season, guys. 10. Yes, from Inter to AC. Welcome. And guess what? AC Milan is also in the Champions League still. They have an away match against Lazio, but then they have a home match against PSV, which is their second leg, and they lost the first leg 2-0 to PSV. So Erling Haaland probably needs to score in that one if he gets by Lazio first. Haaland takes on Lazio. Is he moving to Lazio? We have to replace Hernandez, who's on a red card. Haaland, does he score? He doesn't. 3-0 AC Milan, but Erling Haaland remains at AC. Now, the problem for this fixture against PSV for Erling Haaland is if he scores and makes AC Milan progress, he has to leave AC Milan for PSV. But if he doesn't score and PSV progresses, then AC Milan is out of the Champions League. So I got no idea what's going to happen, but we're just going to have to find out. It's 4-3 on aggregate for AC Milan. Erling Haaland scores. He scores twice, and he's going to the Netherlands to play for PSV, who are out of the Champions League. Erling Haaland, welcome to the Netherlands. Welcome to PSV. Now, unfortunately for PSV, they have no fixtures left that will get Erling Haaland out of the Netherlands. All the remaining fixtures for PSV, because they are out of Europe, are in the Netherlands in the Eredivisie. So Erling Haaland is now just stuck here for the remainder of the season. PSV is currently sitting in 4th place in the Eredivisie, 8 points behind an unbeaten Ajax, who's on 65. So maybe for the rest of the season, Erling Haaland will just stay at PSV and see if he can catch Ajax and win PSV a title. The season in the Eredivisie is over. Erling Haaland tried his best to make PSV win the title, but unfortunately, they still came in 4th. But a surprising FC Twente won it, guys. Yes, 26-4-4. At least someone caught Ajax. But Erling Haaland did manage to win a trophy with PSV, and it is the Orange Becker Cup. Yes, the cup competition. PSV won it. And so that's it. Erling Haaland started his season at Manchester City. We've seen him play at Everton, at Aston Villa, at West Ham United, at Arsenal for a match. Remember when he was at Stade Brestois in France? Then he had how many games and how many teams did he play for in Italy? He played for Juventus. He played for Atalanta. He played for Inter Milan. He played for AC Milan. He went back to Atalanta and then finally ended up at PSV. And hey, at least he didn't finish the season trophyless. He won the cup. Now, the winners of the other competitions where Haaland could have participated in are as follows. In the Conference League, it was Real Betis that won it over Besiktas. While in the Europa League, the first semi-final was Spurs versus Roma, and the second one was City versus Lazio. And Spurs ended up taking down the Europa League on penalties. While the Champions League was won by PSG 4-2 on penalties over AC Milan. So AC Milan went to the final of the Champions League, and I guess you could thank Haaland for that, because he scored for AC Milan in the round of 16 against PSV, earning him the move to PSV. In Ligue 1, where Haaland played with Stade Brestois, it was PSG that won it on 81 points, with Marseille coming in second, and Stade Brestois finished in 9th. And the Premier League was won by Liverpool on 78 points. He almost moved to Liverpool, but he didn't score against them. And the original club that he left, Manchester City, they finished in 3rd. And I also think Erling Haaland helped Everton stay up in the Premier League because they finished in 12th. And Haaland was at Everton for a while. If you guys enjoyed this video, I know it was a bit out of the ordinary, but I hope you found it entertaining. And if you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, please comment them down below and hit the like button for me. Hit the subscribe button as well. FC25 is coming, and we got plenty of videos coming on the channel, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy, stay healthy, my friends. Always keep smiling, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Erling Haaland, what a journeyman. Peace, 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 peace. I love you.